Yo, what is up guys, this is FullySpaced here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build a starter house. This is part of the How to Build a Village series. So basically this is the little starter house going to be in the village. There's also another house next to it, which the files have actually corrupted for that. So I'm trying to regain them and see if I can get access to building it. I do show you later on what it is, but just to get straight into the video, they're building a starter house today. And if you guys have been enjoying this series, please don't forget to leave a like, as it definitely helps and supports my series. And if you really like this content, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, let's head on into the series. So I started off with a simple squared house. We've done different types of cobble, mossy cobble, stone and stone brick around the walls. We got stairs around each corner for like supports. And then I've knocked out a few windows for glasses and started with a basic roof here. And actually extended the frame of the building out by one, as you can see on the front, where the stairs are going up, so they're like an overhang with these supports on them as well. Here you can see I'm just banging out a few windows where I want the windows to be later on for this build, and it will basically just make my life a lot more easier when it comes to finishing and building this thing. So on the top here I actually punched out the top block, placed a cobblestone stair inside there, and then placed a trapdoor on it and a lantern on that, just to give it like a hanging lantern effect, so like a hanging street light is kind of what I went with there, making it more of a medieval style or older style themed instead of like a more modern thing. And then I went around with some bushes just to make it look like it's got a lot more life to the building itself. Added a barrel on the corner there for storage, also just to look like the house is being active and used, and then adding that pot with a flower on top just to give a bit more detail. Here I started actually building a chimney for the house. So this chimney is made from stone brick, or bricks, and the I can't remember, it might be andesite. I'm not really too good with the blocks, but I used those, and then I used the ones where they're compacted as well, and then added some leaves around the bottom here with some berry bushes, and then obviously bone mealing those up to make them into full berry bushes, using roses as well and different types of leaves just to give them the autumny kind of feel, so some are dying and some aren't. After that I just quickly went round, adding a few trapdoors to next to the window to look like window bars or something, so like you can close the bars outside to close off your window so no one can see in. Up the top here I actually punched out a design in the roof, so I've actually put trapdoors in between each one, but in the middle I realised that the house isn't quite equal, so I had to punch out 2 blocks for the middle, just to give it that equal space. And then I punched out blocks on the side of the house, creating a design that kind of fits the top of the roof. So every gap there is on the top, there will be a block, and it continues all the way down. It's a really weird design to explain, but if you can see it here, it does look really cool. I went around the side of the building, placing a bunch of stone bricks, and just punching off that final bit of the roof. So now let's head over to the build and actually start building the inside. First off, I'm actually just going to quickly show you this little house over here. So if we go over inside, we have the little enchanting house that I've built. I'm trying to get the files back for this. I think I might be able to do it. If not, I could just rebuild the whole thing and show you how I built it in a different world. So you guys, if you want to see this build, just leave a comment down below, and then I'll definitely get around to rebuilding it and trying to show you guys how I did that, so you guys can build it in your own worlds or use it for whatever purpose you want to use it for. So first off, with the floor here, I actually wanted to use birch. I really like birch as a flooring material. It just looks like a really good one in my opinion. Birch is really simple, good colour as well, especially when mixing up the wood colours. Definitely gives off a bit more of a feel to the build than just using your standard, matching the colour with spruce, for example. That's a material I typically use. I just like the birch along with that. So obviously here I've added a birch ceiling. If you see there, I actually added the slab one below, so if I build anything up above I need to add another slab to that. You will see that later on in the video. I then went ahead and actually started adding in the blast furnace, just to connect it to the chimney in the roof to look like it's actually being used. So this furnace, every time you use it, it will look like it's blowing smoke out the top of the roof, even though there's going to be constantly blowing smoke out the top of the roof anyway. It just looks like it's more of an active and actual usable furnace that is producing smoke and for whatever, for example. Here I added a quick table in as well. Obviously, your standard pretty easy table, some stairs, fence with a pressure plate on top, and it just gives you a little simple table set out here. It's quite hard to build in a small area, so I've been trying to do my best. I've also been trying to rearrange and just up my interior design, because I absolutely suck at it. So I went along with the anvil next to the furnace for obviously your smelting reasons, and then you can use your anvil afterwards. This guy could potentially be some sort of blacksmith. However, I'll probably build a blacksmith outside later on in the series, so if you want to see that as well, then don't forget to leave a like, because the series I'm really enjoying the series, and I would love to just keep doing it. All the support that you guys have been giving me has been an absolute bonus. I've absolutely been loving it, and it's just really motivating me to do YouTube at the moment. So I'm trying to get as like 2-3 videos out every single week. It's quite hard on top of work, but I'm definitely going to keep trying it. So yeah, I really appreciate all the support, and I just want to say thank you to all you for that. So here off, I start building the grandfather clock. So if you haven't seen that, in my 50 Minecraft tips and tricks, or I believe I called it that, I actually showed this off in that, and I've actually taken it from that and used it into this build here. So you can obviously see how it's used here. Obviously there isn't quite enough room for the trapdoor on top, so it doesn't really matter too much, as it will be kind of blocked off by the ceiling, but it's going to be quite a large clock inside this main building here. And as you can see, it looks like a grandfather clock. You just need the frame and the clock to place on top, and then obviously you have a good looking grandfather clock. It's a really nice space filler, and definitely gives off an old school feel to the build. I just wanted to add a frame and a sword above the anvil as well, just to look like you've created something nice and you've put it in a frame because it's that good. Just, you know, simple things like that really do give off the design. You can obviously put reason behind why you've built things, and it just makes it even better. It's like a lore kind of thing. So when you build an actual house, village, or whatever, you can add lore to it. It definitely brings out more of a design, and it gives more of a feel to it, and you can definitely give off a few more. It just makes it a lot more interesting in my opinion, especially when you tell someone the reason behind it. They'll probably find it a lot more interesting. So I've added a crafting table with a pot and a flower in it, and then I added a barrel over in this corner for some storage. I actually don't know where to put a bed, so at this point I thought I could use the upstairs that I've closed off as my bedroom. So I started playing around with the ladders here, and then thought actually I prefer the carpet there, so I removed the bottom one, and then we head upstairs into this little room here, realising when I place the bed that actually I need to place some slabs, as you will see in a second. Yep, we have a floating bed. Yep, I know, I suck. So I actually continue just to flatten out this top bit by adding another slab to it. Obviously I could make more room downstairs by taking one slab out, but I just left these as full blocks in the end. It doesn't really matter too much to me, as you know, it's just like a little storage room. It's not like I'm living here all the time. It's for a build. I mean, you can still live here. It doesn't really make too much of a difference. I mean, if you really wanted to make that more space, then you obviously go and knock out that bottom layer. And then you'll have a tiny bit more headroom. Actually, I could have done that and added the trapdoor above. No, I don't think I could have, because it's a slab, it wouldn't work. Never mind, if I could, I would. So anyway, I started adding stairs here, just because obviously that's the roof. I still want the roof to have that curve, even on the inside. Then I realised that it's going to make this really small, so I only added one layer right on the bottom there, just to give us a bit more room upstairs here. I then went ahead and added a chest next to the bed, just to store all your valuable goods in before you go to bed. And then in the corner I decided to put an armor frame over here, and then stick some gear on it, just so you know you're ready for the day. You've taken off all your gear and you've gone to bed. Put all your stuff in your chest. Your room is basically a nice little storage area, so you can get up, grab your gear and leave, come back home, put all your stuff back where it belongs, and then go to bed. Simple and easy. So I think this is pretty much for this build. I'm just going to head downstairs and see if there's anything else to do. I just do add a trapdoor up here actually. Then I change it to a birch one, just to, you know, fit the kind of theme of the build. I don't really like the colour of that. The two colours really mix contrast, and I don't think it really matches or contrasts too well. So I went ahead with the birch one, just to add it and make it look better. I actually tested it a few times. I was like, is there actually possible to get up here? But yes, it is. It still works. So yeah, that is the complete build for this little house, this little starter house here. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'm going to leave you with a preview of this build. Peace.